This troll is curious, but also very shy. It only appears when I'm not paying attention, and if I try to look at it, it hides instantly. It might look simple, but getting this troll to recognize human eyes and building the mechanism that makes it hide turned out to be far more complicated than I expected. I wanted to build something mechanical, and I came up with the idea of a troll in a box that hides when you look at it. And besides the functional part, I also wanted it to look like an old handcrafted chest. But first, I had to come up with a way to lift the troll inside the box. My first test was pretty simple. A stepper motor, a wheel, and a piece of string. I attached some weights, ran the motor, and it flew off the table at the speed of light. So I designed and printed a small platform. Thread a string through it, and technically it worked. But the design was not very practical, as the string had to run through the middle, which meant the troll would have this pillar sticking up through it, which I guess I could have sorted out with this, but I figured the whole thing was just a bit too fragile to work anyways. So I had to come up with a different approach. The next idea was a gear-driven lift, a rotating axle with a lifting rack that pushes the platform up from one side. When testing with just the platform itself, it seemed to work pretty well. But once the troll was placed, the trouble started. My contraption was struggling to lift the platform. And when I tried to drop it, the servo sometimes was not able to disengage the drive shaft. At this point, it was pretty clear that it wasn't going to work. So, naturally, I carried on for a couple of more hours trying to fix it with some clever software hacks. I tried to yank the drive shaft loose with a quick movement, while also driving the stepper motor backwards, and a couple of other slightly desperate ideas. But nothing worked, because the real problem was friction. The weight of the troll made the platform tilt severely to one side, creating so much resistance on the guide rail that it simply wouldn't slide properly. So I had to come up with a way to reduce the friction. The solution was to split and balance the load. Instead of lifting from one side, I added a second mechanism identical to the first one. 2 stepper motors, 2 servos, and a much better balance of the platform. With the platform no longer tilting to one side, we didn't have to fight friction nearly as much. And after a few adjustments, the mechanism was finally working as it should. But with that sorted, it still needed a proper home. The chest itself is fully 3D printed, and to bring it to life, I designed some rather elaborate borders. The main box is pretty simple, and was printed with fuzzy skin to give it a bit of texture. At this point, the box already looked quite good, but I wanted it to look old, worn, and like something you might find in a fairy tale. So, to give it a more realistic look, I applied several layers of paint. I started with a dark base coat. At this stage, it was mostly about getting a good coverage, so I applied a generous layer of paint to all the border pieces. On the box, I just kept building up layers, applying it in random patterns until the surface started to look old and worn. Next, I started dry brushing with a lighter color to highlight the raised details. For the third layer, I used a yellow tone to highlight the details even more. But as the borders dried, the highlight colors became darker than expected. So I decided to add a bit of white. I knew it wouldn't look very good if I added too much, but at this point it was quite clear that I had done exactly that. So after adding even more, I finally put it away to dry. Obviously, I am no painter, so if you have any tips on what I could have done differently, please drop a comment below.
Don't forget to eat the like button. I mean, don't forget to click the like button.
After fixing my mistake with another layer of yellow and a bit of brown to tone down the white, the paint job was done. But even with the chest finished, the troll still needed a way to know when someone was watching. The first plan was to use an ESP32 with a built-in camera, but I soon realized that the module I had bought was actually an older model. The resolution was very low, the chip was slow, and the libraries I needed didn't run on newer ESP32 firmware. So I ordered a new one. While waiting for that to arrive, I wanted to see if I could get it to work with a Raspberry Pi instead. And I managed to get it working using MediaPipe's facial landmarks. For testing, this LED turns on when the eyes are open. After a bit of experimentation, I managed to get it to reliably detect when someone was looking at the camera. The updated ESP32 cam eventually arrived. It had slightly higher resolution, but more importantly, a faster chip. So I wanted to see if I could replace the Raspberry Pi. This time the firmware worked fine, but eye detection turned out to be much more complicated than I expected. It is possible it could have been done with machine learning, but I didn't want to sink any more time into that. And because of the larger lens, the camera would also be harder to fit inside the box. So in the end, I decided to stick with the Raspberry Pi solution. All the components was ready, but everything still had to find its place inside the chest. To make assembly easier, I printed a plate roughly the same size as the base of the chest. I also reprinted all the other parts in the same dark color, so the mechanism wouldn't be too obvious when the chest was open. The main mechanism was then attached to the base plate with a couple of screws from the bottom. The Raspberry Pi was mounted on this bracket, and then it was attached to the base plate as well. The ESP32 was placed in a small bracket and screwed into place. For easy wire distribution, I used some copper terminals mounted on this printed bracket. A LED filament bar was mounted in front to help illuminate the face of the troll. I wired up everything, and dark cover plates were added to hide visible wires and the engines. The entire assembly could then be lowered into the chest. Everything was assembled, and it was time to find out if the motors were strong enough to lift the troll once the lid was on. Luckily, the stepper motors didn't seem to mind. The platform lifted the troll and the lid without any trouble, which means the troll finally has a place to hide. When nobody is looking, he can't resist having a look at the world outside. But the moment someone makes eye contact, he quickly retreats back to safety. Let's try again with my eyes closed and see what happens. He doesn't seem to mind, but let's see if he will notice when I open my eyes. And just like that, he's gone again. The box is now surprisingly reliable, and I guess a somewhat strange but nice desk decoration.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.